Welcome everybody to the S3J Podcast. We have GIHSO here to my right. Obviously, you guys know me, Camp. This is Shaun down here, along with Soul's Journey. We're just gonna kind of do a little a fun one today. Nothing too crazy. So I hope you guys enjoy the show. At first, we're gonna go ahead and just get a short intro from both Soul's Journey and Shaun, and get a little background on them, and then we're gonna go from there.
Okay, I'm Soul's Journey, or Robin is my 3D realm name, right? I'm just me, raw, real. That's all I can be. And I'm just here because I think this is going to be really awesome. My first podcast ever. So I'm excited. Let's go.
Love that. Hi, my name's SOTD, known as Shaun of the Dead on the streets of TikTok. I've been speaking to Cam for a while. With GIHSO, I met Cam through GIHSO, believe it or not. But yeah, this is my first podcast as well. So we'll see how things go, see how it pans out and everything, and see if hopefully this will be something we can do in the future. Yeah, lovely to meet you all. My name's Shaun, and I'm a Brit, if you could tell by the accent or not.
Well, listen, thank y'all for being here. We appreciate you, right? And the closer that we get to you guys, the more that we find out that we absolutely love y'all. So thank y'all for being here, really.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this episode, we're going to kind of just cover hustle versus harmony. Does pushing yourself ever feel at odds, or do you want to just trust the flow?
That's a great question, man. For me, man, I would say it's about synergy, right? It's taking a little bit of both of that, right? For me, doing what I do, right? Motivating people, loving on people. Sometimes it's a process. Sometimes it's me putting things together, but a lot of times it's just going with the flow, listening to people, loving folks, understanding them, seeking them, and throughout my day, it can become, cumbersome sometimes, over and over. It's hours on the phone, it's hours talking to people. But at the end of the day, for me, it's almost a trust what you have in place, trust who you are, trust that you're doing the right thing, and then in that you'll flow, if that makes sense, right? That's my take on it. Cap, what you think, man?
Well, I mean, it's like I know you said, it's how you look at it, really. In my mind, it's a mix of a couple different things. You want to have some harmony in how you're going on about your day.
Yeah.
You don't want to just barrel right through it. You're going to hit burnout quicker than you imagine. It's just you've got to set yourself you time. You've got to set yourself that happy medium of just that you can push, cool, but you got to have that hour, that day, that whatever you need just to go, okay, well, I think this is going to be a little bit of me time now. I need to sit back and just at that point, that's what I would call going with the flow, so that's how I kind of categorize it in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel that sometimes community, like work and stuff like this, when we have work commitments, I think society sometimes has a little bit more of a say on it as well. Sometimes, though, of like you said, of the you can get that the work life, home life balance and everything to get that harmony going. But it's very difficult sometimes when we have to keep the wolves away from the door as such. The bills are going to keep rolling, the children need feeding, the dog needs walking. I find there's something that sometimes with society and how we live and how we have to go, it's a difficult balance to sustain sometimes. I think within life, as much as we say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, sometimes it gets difficult. And like you say, sometimes you just want to. I do a lot of seasonal stuff, to be honest, so I have to make hay while the sun shines. As much as I'm like, it's a beautiful day, let's go sit in the garden. It's, you got to make hay, like I say, when the sun shines and stuff. So I think it can be difficult to sustain that. And I don't know the best way how to do that. I don't know if you have any suggestions on.
Yeah, definitely. We can get right back into that. Soul's Journey, what do you think on the whole thing? What kind of view do you have?
So for me, I think that I spent like the majority of my life going against the flow because I thought that I had all of the right answers and everything that I thought I was going to control, right? Like, and it was like, no, it's my way, my way, my way, my way. And whoa, talk about some struggles and like some challenging lessons, right? So if I came to this point where it's like everything happens for me, not to me, for one. And when I literally applied that to my life, there was no more hustle that needed to be done in the sense of like really much of anything. For me, it's the complete surrender of knowing everything that happens is meant to happen. I don't have control of anything. I have choices that I make, but I don't have control. So if I'm hustling for something, like if I have to really put in some work for something that I think I want, I have to stand back and be like, yo, like, look, Robin, your decisions in the past may not have been so great. So let's go ahead and just think about this for a moment. Maybe this one's not so great. And this is what the universe is telling you. So the surrender part for me, trusting in something that is not tangible is very hard to do. Trusting in something that you've never experienced before is like, whoa, you know what I mean? But you have to start somewhere, you know?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Back to your question though, Shaun, though, it was what I was thinking as I was kind of going over it in my head was just like I look at things almost too logically. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse. Just the way my brain functions through everything. It's not linear, but it's very logically. So I go, okay, well, I know I have to do X to receive X. And then at this point, okay, now I can do my flow time. You know, granted, I'm not directly at that point where I can have everything where I need it to fill each spot, each bill being paid. But I know that there's that little bit of time where I just kind of insert, this is going to be an hour or two of flow time. This is going to be 10, 15 minutes of flow time. You know, it doesn't always have to be a full day. It doesn't always have to, but you have to be able to reset. You have to be able to let yourself kind of do your own thing. I don't know what you think, GIHSO.
Yeah, man, it's a matter of really just, carving out time for yourself, man. I do that a lot, right? Because like you said, man, you can get burnt out doing life, right? Like, as we say, life be lifing. You can absolutely get burnt out
True.
Yes.
on that stuff. And for me, I carve out times where I have to go and ground. I carve out times where I have to go pray. I carve out times where I have to go meditate. I absolutely have to do those things because as we go on our journey, and like Soul's Journey said, listen, trusting in something that is not tangible that you can feel and listen, that's like you said, that's hard. But carving out that time gives me the courage to say, okay, I'm gonna be okay. Okay, life is gonna be good. I'm gonna make it. I may not have all the answers right now, but me doing those things for me, it centers me. It brings me back to synergy. It brings me back to knowing, okay, life may be scary right now, but I'm gonna make it. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah.
So can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you think, like, do you connect to source or whatever you want to label the creator or universe or God or whatever you want to label that? Like, when you say you take time out for you, is that your connection time with your source? That's what, I just wanted a little bit elaboration like on that, because I feel like a lot of people think it's just, okay, I'm taking time out for me. What am I doing? Twiddling my thumbs. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
they don't have the direction or the instructions to say, no, this is what this means.
Yeah.
So I was just curious.
No,
Yeah.
that's a great question. Yeah, for me, it is that, right? Just my background, my upbringing. And I tell people that I'm not a religious person, but I follow God and I love people, right? My relationship with God is me loving everybody, right? It's taught me that. So yes, that is the times where I plug in and I go in and I really, really create an atmosphere for that. So yeah, that's a powerful question. Yeah, absolutely.
What's your take on that, Shaun?
Well, I was just thinking how we could. This is me, you see. I never think of myself. I always think of other people. And I'm thinking now, how can I now move forward with this? How can we now help the viewers of somebody that's struggling to get this harmony locked as well? And I'm thinking, how can I do that now? Because I tried to do it myself. And when you say that, it's the, you know, when you said literally, are you going to speak to whoever it is you speak to, your source, your God, whatever it may be? I'm thinking I just go and sit down in the sofa and just think about nothing. You know, that's sort of my, just try quiet in the mind, right? Just quiet in the mind. And I'm thinking, how can we discipline ourselves to do this more often as well? Because this is the trouble what I have. The trouble is life has a habit of taking over. Life has a habit of taking over. And as much as I say, I'm going to put this aside on a Tuesday like this, you know, I was late to the party today, you know, and why? Because I'm upstairs doing something else, thinking of another live I'm going to be running at the weekend. Yeah. You know, and I was doing that and I don't know. And it's hard to balance stuff. It is hard to balance stuff. And I think I'll be honest with you, since it seems to be the more time I have, the less time I have to do it. It's really weird. I don't know why that is. You know, because I only do part-time now, not full-time. She works part-time, I work part-time. That makes her full-time, so that works. And I just don't know. I was working full-time and I still thought I had more hours, and I was doing school runs and everything then. But I'm not doing school runs or anything. But where's my time going? What am I doing with my time? You know, how am I finding that extra harmony? I'm not. I'm just filling the void with something else each time. That's what I said. It's a very disciplined thing that I think we have to try to do.
Well, yeah,
so
exactly.
Any pointers to help me how I can get that harmony? I'm all ears.
Like
Give us your secret, Camps. Give us your secret.
I don't really have like a secret sauce, but I will say, like, when it comes down to, I schedule that time in. I don't know if that's a good thing to do or not, but like, so that my mind thinks that it's something that has to be done. I will schedule time in. I will be like, okay, tomorrow, going to play some zombies. You know, the day after, I'm going to make sure I spend 15, 20 minutes just meditating or just watching a little bit of TV. Granted, I'm not, you know, just solely giving that time to myself, but I'm still dedicating time away from forcing myself to be working on whatever X project, this or that. You just got to make sure you allow yourself that time too, though. When you are doing those things, you've got to be like, okay, well, am I going to feel guilty for sitting down and watching a 2-hour movie? No, I shouldn't. Me personally, I still beat myself up over it, though. It's a bad habit, but I still do it. But I have to be occupied doing something, whether that something is something other than my normal, or go out for a 15-minute walk, put some music on. That's my separation. That's my me time. But I schedule that time in so that way I make sure I stick to some sort of sanity. Otherwise, I'm going to burn out quick. I've come to it so many times. There's times when you don't even realize you hit that point where you're just like, okay, I'm good. Things are great. Why is everything so hard to do today? I didn't do anything different, but all of a sudden you don't realize it. You're already there. By the time you realize it, you're already too far gone.
Yeah, that's I think you're absolutely right. So I was 5 years ago. I was massively in high pressure sales, car sales. That's something I've done for the last 25 years. And then I come away from that. I just literally cooked myself, cooked myself, like you say. And the thing is, I didn't even realize until I was at the point of no return, and somebody took a photo. And I look at myself, I can show you some photos. I look like an absolute skeleton. It's really weird to see.
Wow.
Well, like I say, it's high pressure sales. If I'm sitting in the cupboard, having a cup of tea, having a sandwich, you're not selling, you're not hitting targets. So that was that whole harmony. But like you say, you can get into that point where, you know, I was literally on my, I think it was like 12 years I'd done of that, literally. And this when I stepped away from all the spiritual stuff as well. I left everything. I just literally went running after the pot of gold, you know. I just thought I'll concentrate on doing that.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I don't want to go off to topic here, but that's a whole nother topic. That was, you know, I went running after the gold pot. And the next thing, my children are screaming for my time.
Yeah.
And I ain't got no time. I haven't got no time. I'm working, you know, 8 a.m. till, you know, 9 p.m. You know, I'm getting up. They're still abed. I'm coming home. They're gone to bed.
Back on the bed.
You know.
Yeah, I get that.
And that was how it was. And then when there was the weekends and they wanted my time, I had no time. The only thing I had to give them was money. You know, there you go. Take that. Go on. They didn't even want that. The amount of damage that done. The amount of damage that done. Like I say, to find some harmony where I could have just said, let's get to the park for a walk for even 10, 20 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Would have made the difference. But yeah, it can be very damaging if you don't find that.
Yeah.
That sort of, you know, that niche. I can't think of the word I was looking for, but you know, that dynamic, you know, you need to find that dynamic. Otherwise, like you say, and then things go on and it's difficult, but I just try to go with what society says acceptable, you know. Work 16 hours a week, pay your taxes, and everything will be okay.
So, what you got? I see your energy. What you got for us?
Well, because like there's a couple of things. I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm trying to keep it all.
Sure.
Bring it on. Let's go.
No, so I feel like there's a couple things that are coming in for me. Like, for one, if I'm not changing it, I'm choosing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That, when I first heard that, oh my gosh, I felt like someone just like took like an arrow to my heart or my soul. And I was like, oof, mirror, what? Reflection. Oh my gosh, I don't like what? No, let me go this way instead. And it was right there. And I'm like, let me go this way. And it was right here. I'm like, oh, I have to sit with this. I have to.
Yeah.
Oh man, can I just, I'm sick. My dog ate my homework. Like, but no. And then
you know,
the other,
we've been there.
right? Well, and then the other part is, you know, I feel like I always want to know, where did we start to do the distractions? Where did we start to get caught up? Was it to avoid self for a moment? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the aspect of, like, for me, in those moments, this was before, right? The moments that I had to sit with the unchosen silence, something that was forced and I didn't have a desire for. Oh no, uncomfortable. I don't want in my skin. I don't want to be here. I don't want to, let me hide under the blankets. Like, let me put the music on. It did not matter. Some sort of noise, please, now.
Yeah.
And, when I started to process all of the things, which I'm still in the process of processing.
We always will be, though.
Right. Well, that's the part of that's the journey, right? Like, is learning to be okay with self completely. I'm learning to be comfortable in my skin. I'm working on being comfortable with my thoughts and with my shame.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's the parts for me that are huge right now.
I think it's easier just to keep going forward, though, isn't it? Just to keep pressing forward sometimes. Like you're saying, instead of to hit the pause button, you know, I think
It feels that way.
It does. It just feels like it's easier just to not hit the pause button if I keep continuing forward doing what I'm doing.
Yeah,
and then sometimes I don't have to stop and listen to the.
But the only thing I need to add to that, though, is the more we push, and let's say we finally reach whatever goal we're looking for, whether it be money, time, this, that, the other thing. What are we going to do after that? Let's say we hit retirement and we're not okay sitting with ourselves. We're not okay sitting in the silence. We're not okay accepting just relaxing. What do we do then? Do we just keep pushing?
You're going to continue to avoid.
Yeah. You're just going to avoid what you're trying to hide from.
Absolutely.
Speak for yourself, Cam. None of us are anywhere near retirement yet, my brother. None of us
I'm
are
not
anywhere
saying I'm
near
not either.
retirement, my friend.
I got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
But that's just how I see it, though. You know, like
Yeah.
how do you
Yeah.
how do you handle yourself at that point?
Yeah.
Well, that is the difficulty, isn't it? I was going to say, my father, I remember him having that big issue when they put him on reduced hours to slow him down from work. I think he was obviously doing well, they're all workaholics, my family anyway, to be honest, but they were doing six days a week. Then he went down to 3 days a week. Well, that was and then you start to notice that my parents were arguing more. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
You know, and then he started to interfere with stuff because mum's been running the house or something for however many years. Mum's been doing this. This is mum's set routine. And then all of a sudden, dad's then now starting to relax. Like you say, dad's sat in there, you know, eating his lunch or something. And all of a sudden he's getting on mum's nerves or something because he's eating too loud. And I'm like, man. But then, you know, he's never been here in the afternoons, you know. So that was it's all a big energy and dynamic change, and we all have to adjust, don't we?
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
I think
it can be difficult.
it's interesting how, because what I just got out of what you said, if I can, the vibration of somebody else will affect others. So it's not even just about us. Right? Like your mom's sitting here telling your dad, like, oh my gosh, stop chewing so loud. Like, I don't even, and he's sitting here thinking, I'm just retiring, man. I'm just enjoying myself. Like, how do I choose quieter? What do I need to fork, not hit plate? Do I need to not hit teeth? I mean, like, what do I need to do? But like,
Is there a class
so
for
we
that?
don't,
Right.
even, right?
Yeah.
Right. We don't even realize though, that our being there, our presence, our vibration, our everything, we affect other people's flow and hustle and harmony and everything. Like, so, oof, what do you do with that part? You know what I mean? Like, I just got full body chills.
I know. I thought there was harmony in my household until I heard the arguments starting even more. And I'm thinking there's not a lot of harmony going on here. I need to be moving out already.
He's moving.
Yeah.
Man,
You know, but then what did I do? You know, but then what did I do? You just run off, you go and do, and you do exactly the same. You do exactly the same, though. That's the thing, you know. You do what you think society says is expected of you.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. For me, I've always looked at life or, you know, I have this quote that I say, and I love it, that suppression, right, equals depression can lead to aggression, right? And a lot of times in life, and that is that, you know, that vibration, the ripple effect that it's affecting other people. And sometimes we don't even see it because we're too close to ourselves. We're too close to some of the things that's bogging us down that we don't even see it. And then Shaun, like you said, you know, somebody took a picture. It's like, look at you, mate. And it's like, oh, snap. I'm right. That's that moment where it's like, I need to take a step back a little bit. I need to look at the bigger picture, right? Because we can be too close and we don't see things clearly until we take a step back. That's that resting moment for me. And then it will allow me to be more self-aware with my emotions and then other people around me, right? For a small percentage, because my wife, we, in the beginning, man, any couple, we used to argue and fight and listen, it got so bad that I ripped out of a suit one time. She made me so mad. I was a 3-piece suit. I was the Hulk for a minute, right? Until I looked at myself. I said, what am I doing? Now I gotta go to the store and buy me another suit, right? It was crazy, right? But when I took a step back, because I was too close to how I was feeling, I said, okay, why am I feeling this way? I started asking myself certain questions. Why do I feel this way? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? And when I took a step back, then it allowed me to listen to my wife and say, oh, I didn't know the ripple was affecting you. I didn't know my energy this way was affecting, right? And then it's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing, and it never stops. Right? It's a continual process every day. Flow, go, right? And the more we become more self-aware of that, the better we can have, you know, healthier relationships with people, right? That's my take on it.
I was just going to agree with you. Yeah, I totally get it. You know, it's a hard one, isn't it? It's very difficult.
It can be.
So I was
Yeah.
just
Very
kind of
difficult.
thinking though, like in a relationship, kind of like what you were talking about there, and like in a relationship or in a personal growth situation, does pushing for change ever fight against the natural flow?
Mm. Mm. Cam, you asking some. Go ahead, Soul. You
I'm chomping right now because
Go ahead. Let's go. That's the
because
reason I had some of these ready.
that's
whew,
deep.
okay. So channels are about to come. Like I'm just saying, like, so when I start talking fast, I know the channel is coming, and that's when it's like not even me. Okay. So when you push for change, whether it's like in any sort of environment, if you're trying to mold somebody else to fit your narrative of what you think somebody else should be doing, that's why are you interrupting their path? That's not your job. That's not your place. That's not what you are supposed to. You are not here to put somebody on a collar and fit them into this little box that you want them to look like and feel like and seem like and be like.
Mhm.
You're just going to be mine. I'm going to put you in my pocket and you're going to go everywhere I go. No, that's not how it works, because they have their path. I have my path. You all have your path. Why do I want to take you and put you in what I think is going to be best for you when I'm not the one who has to walk it? You have to walk it. I need to learn how to meet you where you're at and accept you where you're at. And then we can walk next to each other. If we don't vibe, if we're not getting like, if it's like a little bit of roughness, have the mindfulness to just be like, you know what? I can see that we're both a little passionate about this subject right now. We're not really getting anywhere. I don't want to say harmful things to people. I don't want to be ugly. I don't want to be nasty. You know what I mean? So let's just take this time to just walk away. We're not finished. We're just going to take a time out, man. Maybe we can both just go and get that meditation on. Be like, okay, help me get some patience in this here because I'm going to go over. Like, you know what I mean? Like Hulk smash, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
Woosah,
doing that,
exactly. Yep.
it's,
Yeah.
I always say, I can't ever be anybody else. No matter how much I want to be, how much I want to try, no matter how awesome I think they are and I admire them and whatever. Nobody else can ever be me.
Yeah.
So
I feel you. I feel you there, Soul, totally. Because
changing is just not an option.
I was going to say, I've been there as well. I remember with the ex-wife one, she said to me, she said, I just can't live with you. I can't live with you. I thought, well, I don't have an issue with living with myself. I can tell you. I think I'm fantastic.
Right.
You know?
The acceptance of that, though, the acceptance of that. If the chapter is done, it's okay. It's nobody's fault. Nobody has to be to blame.
Right.
The chapter,
You sit in
the
your
lessons
lane.
that
You
are
sit in
meant.
your lane. I'll sit in mine. I've got no issue with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
That's
why
how
do
we
people
should
have
be. I
such
think
sour
that's
feelings?
how we should be. But there's people that really struggle with that, though, don't they? Because there's that need of wanting to do that. Especially if they've been doing something for years. Like my mum, it was. Sorry, I have to go back because it's the only reference I really have is my lifetime experience. But my mum, obviously, she cared for us all for ages. And then I'm like, Mum, I'm going. I'm moving out. And she's like, I don't think you should. I think you should stay here and carry on, want to live your life and everything for them. Yeah. I think we get conditioned into a certain way as well, don't we? We get conditioned of it. It's just the norm. It becomes the norm. Like, GIHSO, I know you say, I've got to go out here. I've got to go. My son needs a lift here. He's got to go there and everything. And I'm saying, tell him to get the bus, man. Tell him to get the bus. No, he's fine. I'm going to give him that lift. You got to let go. You got to cut that cord at some point, GIHSO. He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
I do. You're right. I got to cut it at some point, man. Yeah.
But, just things that we have to do, and I've had them conversations before with Soul's Journey, not Camp yet. I haven't had them conversations with Camp, but definitely Soul's Journey, where people, they're not serving you. You got to just let them go, and you stay in your lane. They stay in theirs.
But back to what we'd kind of brought up earlier, though, with how our different cultural influences are, like social media, the grind culture. How does it? Do you think it makes harmony feel undervalued?
1,000,000%. Because there's who I cannot think of. I can honestly not think of a single like Hollywood movie star or a role model that I have seen be a popular or common one that has really walked the path of harmony and showed it in the way they're walking or way they're talking. There's no action for me to believe. Even if they were to talk about it, I'm not going to feel it. You have no action to show me. I want to feel your trenches. I want to feel your struggles. I want to feel your dirty, you know what I mean? Like when it comes to like, I want to know, where did you claw yourself out of? Why do you have holes in your jeans? Why do you have wet? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you want to hear that true to life story that most of them don't talk about.
Exactly.
I went from this to this, you know,
right.
being 5 years sober. I went from that to actually being able to use my mind again and recreating how I live my life, you know, stuff like that. It's not a normal thing. It's only in the biography movies where they're still technically grinding. They're still getting paid for doing that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's a great point, man. Like for me, when I'm gonna pat myself on my back. Okay. When I got good at speaking, okay, it was when I started to tell stories about my life, right? That you can relate to people, that they can see, wait a minute, you went through the same thing. Because sometimes society, we focus so much on the differences, even whether it's color or where you're from or region and stuff. But if you really start to peel that onion back, you know, I ask you like, hey, you eat? Yeah, I eat. You get hungry? Okay, cool. You breathe? Okay, we both breathe. Okay, you get thirsty? Okay, we get thirsty. There's a lot of similarities there. And I think it's a more of a focus on what we don't look like or what we don't have or what we, you know, what we missed out on. But there's so many other topics that we can talk about that my color don't have to come up. Your color don't have to come up. Where you're from, it don't have to come up, man. If we really dive into it. And I think a lot of times people that's on a pedestal in society, that's missed. And now I don't, nope. I need real, right?
Yeah.
Tell me that story. Why you have a scar right here? What happened? Right? I want to know. Tell me about it. Wow. Interesting. You can learn from each other. That's why
so many people won't talk about it though. So many people won't say anything about it though, will they? No. I was going to say over here, we have a thing like you were just saying about comparison with people. So over here, it's called the Joneses. It's called the Joneses.
Same here.
Is it called the Jones? It's the same in the States. I was unsure. So the Joneses get some new windows.
Yep.
Guess what? I need me some new windows.
Yep.
Right. And I'm just saying that's sort of like how it is. And I think sometimes as well, do we do ourselves a misjustice by that though, by being that way? Because they're in a completely different position to what everybody else is in the street. Everyone's in their different place, right?
Just gonna say validation. That's seeking the outward validation. Like, who's gonna notice me and tell me I'm doing good because I don't know how to say that to myself?
Yep.
That's real.
And it becomes too materialistic at that point. Just because they got new windows, do I really need new windows? Is my heating bill that bad that I need to spend the money on that?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, is that going to go with me when I pass on? I mean, is that really needed?
No, I don't care what anybody says, mate. Our caskets all look the same in the end, my friend. I tell you, we all bleed red. I know that much.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely.
I used to vacuum and rearrange my furniture daily. And I'm like, why am I so OCD? I thought it was OCD. I really, really did. I was like, I thought I needed to be diagnosed. And then I was talking to a counselor. This was actually not too long ago. And I realized when my inside is completely out of control and I don't know how to like get a grasp on it, the only thing that I have control over is things that I can move outside. So if I'm sitting here going like, I don't even know where to start. I'm so cluttered. I'm so chaotic. I'm just a freaking mess. What can I straighten up out here? This is not right. This is not lined up right. That picture's crooked. Oh, let me put this over here because I think it'll be better. Let me re-vacuum 5 times a day. Let me go ahead and wash my floor 10 times a day. Let me wash the bathroom mirror because there's a smudge on it. And at the time let me go ahead and tell my son, don't play with toys like that. Only one at a time and go put it back because my OCD was so bad. Like that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Making a
It would,
mess. That's all part of being a child, isn't it? Making a mess. I had every single
That's what
action
my
figure
dad
out. I
said to me.
remember.
Yeah.
that's what my dad said when
Yeah.
when I raked leaves, and I had this big, huge pile. This was one of the last things I did with my dad before he passed. And I had both of my children over there. My daughter was a month old. My son was 2.5. So he was such a little, he had the Gerber baby curls and the little chunky cheeks, right? And so he's in the backyard, and I raked the pile up, and Brendan's like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to jump in it, right? And I'm like, don't you dare. My dad looked at me and said, Robin Ann? I said, oh,
I'm in trouble.
where did that come from? I've not heard that tone since what? Who are you? And he said,
Yeah.
you let him be a child.
Mm.
I said, oh my goodness, where did you come from? Can we not do that again? Go ahead, Brendan, jump in the leaves. And he said, okay. And I'm like,
Don't do it. I don't want to look.
But it was
wow.
like, whoa, because my dad wasn't like that when I was growing up at all. Like he was not there. There was no, I would have never in a million trillion years thought those words would have come out of his mouth, but he did. And I had to release control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's different. I think it's different with grandchildren. I think it's different.
Yeah. Because you see the world with a different set of eyes. I mean, I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I can almost imagine it though, you know, because you're
They
not
found
worried
harmony,
about
that's
all
why
your
I
little things, you know. What's that?
It's good. It's because they've found harmony. That's why, Camp. They've already found
Yeah.
harmony. That's why they're
Yeah.
sorted.
Yeah. Very
They're
true.
right.
Very true.
He's going to be messy. The grandchildren's going to be messy. Fine. There you go. You can have that one back.
You can have it back. That's right. You have it back.
Oh, don't worry. I'll give
When-
him one more piece of candy right before you pick him up.
Yep.
That
You won't
is
tell him
so-
though.
That's funny. So my daughter was born around the time of the fair in Colorado. And my ex-husband and I thought about, we were going to put a booth up and call it birth control. And we were going to be like, you have to, and no, I'm not saying this is what was really going to happen. It was just an idea. But you have to rent both children for a minimum of 4 hours after we feed them Pop Rocks, Pixie Sticks, Red Bull, send them away with a freaking Sharpie. You get to go have the up and the down. Then come back and tell me how bad you want a child at the age of 14. Please.
And that's birth control right there. That.
And no, your
Yeah.
parents cannot help you. They will just stand by and just wave.
Wow.
Go ahead. Tell me how bad you want children. You have a 1-month-old and a 2.5-year-old. Have fun.
Good luck.
I like that.
Right?
Being honest,
Right?
I like that.
Right?
I like that.
It's a real life. That's the
Yeah.
real life experience. It's not a doll baby you have to carry around and go, oh, wow. No. Oh, no. That doll baby is not walking, honey.
I
You
had
wait.
an egg.
Yeah.
Did y'all
An
have
egg?
an egg? Like
They did that. Some places did. Yeah.
I didn't have
egg.
either thing. I don't even know if I had that option.
Okay. Yeah. Just in school, they were like, hey, home ec class, you got to, have a child. And we, of course, I named it Egbert, but I had to raise it, I had to change his diaper, I had to do all these things until it fell out my basket. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm not ready for kids, So, but I understand what you're saying now. Yeah. Poor Egbert. Yeah.
Did you feel bad when he fell out?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. But I scrambled them. I mean, I didn't want to waste a good egg. I didn't want to waste a good egg.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I can't think that far back. It's so long ago. I was thinking, did I do that Egbert thing? Did I do that?
But with the way technology is moving, with the advancements and everything, do you believe that that's going to allow us for more ease at some point? Or do you think that's just going to make the hustle worse?
In which essence?
Like how it's being able to do some jobs for us.
It's going to make the hustle easier.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
you're going to do more of it. So you're going to do more of it because you can.
Okay.
I think it depends on what side of the hustle you're on. Like if it's affecting what you used to do and they're in it, maybe, I don't know. I think it's down the middle, maybe split, because there's a lot of jobs that I'm hearing, even in the States, they're like, what, 30,000 people, get rid of them. We get robots. Cool. Now the owner is like, yay. The people who lost their job is like, no. Right. So it's a toss up, man. I don't know, Kemp. That's a hard one, man. It just depends on where you fall, man. I think. What do you guys think about it? I don't know.
Well, I believe it is totally situational, and it depends on the person. I'm just
It's
I'm
one of
just
those.
playing.
Yeah, it's going to come with the territory, isn't it? It comes with the territory.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, robots don't get sick. They don't have the flu. They don't have
They don't.
days off. They don't have family
I
emergencies.
can get sick. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
I mean,
true.
I
That is
see
true.
it from both ways too, you know, whereas in it's helping what I do significantly. It's
Yeah.
easing the load a lot, but it's allowing me to do more. So it makes my mind go in 10 different directions rather than one set path. Like, ooh, I can do this now. 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 I'm like, wait a minute. Okay.
Wow.
When do I stop?
I
When
think
do
you're
I
onto something
stop?
there, Cam.
You know?
I think Cam's onto something. A man that multitasks. A man that can multitask. Wow. That's a
True.
you need
If
to
it's
patent
pure-
that. I'm telling you, you need to get that patent. You can if you can get that patent, my friend, you're going to be very rich. A man that can multitask. There's women already that are going to be listening to this. Are going to be signing straight up, Cam. They're going to be signing up to that.
So
Oh,
if AI and technology is like helping to make us more efficient, like how you just said, Camp, like that means what? That we have more time to do more essentially, but yet not, and it's more avoidance of self.
Exactly.
Like when
Well,
we could be
it
taking
could be either or. It could be either or. So if let's say you find one good path that you're really, really good at, and that thing's generating a bunch of revenue for you, you know, and if you can just focus on just that one and let that do its thing over here while you just kind of live your life, sure, by all means, you could probably find some sort of
Middle
you know,
ground.
just some sort of middle ground or some sort of happy point. Cool.
Yeah.
But like if I'm creating something over here and it's doing its thing where I don't really have to do much, I'm like, well, but what if I can do this and then add this on top of that and let those both do their own thing? You know, when does it end? You have to figure out that happy point also.
Yeah.
we just keep piling stuff on.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't have it.
So, like I said,
feel like
it's what we do, though. I think that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's just hardwired into us. It's hardwired into us. It's just what we do. Like you say, you know what you've got to do. You know, GIHSO, Soul Journey Camp. You've probably got your itineraries written down there anyway. What do I need to accomplish today?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, without a shadow of a doubt. So I think it's hardwired, and it'll never come out of us. We just need to find the harmony. But that's why you get 5 weeks holiday a year. You know.
Who does? What?
We don't even barely get that. Sometimes you're lucky to get 2.5, 3 weeks full vacation here.
Yeah.
Well, when working for somebody, when being employed.
Holidays are not holidays anymore.
When working for a corporation, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate you guys coming on to the show.
Absolutely.
It's been a
Thank
great
you.
time. A lot of different perspectives, a lot of decent conversations. We would like to have you guys back if you'd be interested sometime soon.
Always.
And
Yeah.
just you know, if you guys are watching and you learned anything from these conversations, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let us know. And you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.